I'm delighted to appear in the DMG Virtual Salon. Thank the editors for inviting me. My collection, Foundlings, Found Poems from Prose, is just out from Gazebo Books in Australia. In all, I have transformed passages by 36 masters, from Tolstoy to Jamaica Kincaid, into self-standing poems and a larger personal collage. From a blend of topics, here are 3 found poems concerning birth and death. 1. Home birth. Levin, the young husband, looking at the tiny, pitiful creature, made strenuous efforts to find some traces of fatherly feeling for it. He felt nothing but disgust. But when it was undressed, and he caught a glimpse of the wee little hands, little feet, saffron-colored with little toes too, and positively with a little big toe, different from the rest, and when he saw the nurse closing the wide-open little hands and putting them into linen garments, such pity for the little creature came upon him, and such terror that she would hurt it, that he held her hand back. She laughed and told him not to be frightened. Kitty asked for her baby, held and nursed it in their bed. She would not let the baby go. He fell asleep in her arms. "Look now," said Kitty, turning the baby so he could see it. The aged-looking little face suddenly puckered up still more. The baby sneezed. Smiling, hardly able to restrain his tears, Levin kissed his wife and went out of the dark room. He felt a torture of apprehension, a vulnerability so painful at first that it prevented him from noticing the strange thrill of senseless joy and even pride that he had felt when the baby sneezed. Leo Tolstoy, Anna Karenina. 2. Such a thing. Death happens every day, but when you see the mourners, they behave as if it were so new. This event, death, dying, someone you love dies. It has never happened before. After my brother was buried in the warm and yellow clay of Antigua, I resumed the life that his death had interrupted. The life with my own family, and the life of having written a book and persuading people to simply go and buy it. I traveled to Chicago for a reading and never told people that I was in a state of pain. I did not know how to explain. Such a thing had never happened to me before. In spite of all the people I had been close to who had died, I had never believed in it. The very fact that they had died, I thought of them as somewhere else. But I'd viewed my brother in a plastic bag, unzipped. He did not look like my brother. His hair's uncombed, face unshaven. His eyes were wide open, and his mouth was wide open too, as if he were screaming. And the scream seemed to have no break in it. This scream only came out in one exhalation, trailing off into eternity, or just trailing off somewhere I do not know, or just trailing off into nothing. Someone I did not know I loved had died, and that dying had a closed door quality to it, a falling off the horizon quality to it. The end. An end. Nothing. And yet, what to do? Jamaica Kincaid, my brother. 3. Hospice visit. Once her granddaughter brought a young Marine to visit. Gravely, without self-consciousness, he sat himself cross-legged on the floor and performed for them a dance of his native Samoa. Long after they left, a tiny thrumming sound could be heard where, in her bed, she strove to repeat the beckon, flight, surrender of his hands, the fluttering footbeats, and his low plaintive calls. To deepen her pleasure, he had taken one of the flowers sent by friends and placed it in her hair. Like a girl, it said, and brought the hand mirror so she could see the pulsing red flower, the yellow skull face. She had pushed the mirror away, but let the flower burn. Tilly Olson, her wonderful collection, Tell Me a Riddle. Thank you.